こんにちは、ハリケーンフットボールです。今回の教材は、サッカー日本代表に関する動画です。ワールドカップグループステージ第一節で、日本はオランダと対戦し、死闘の末、2対2の引き分けに終わりました。今回は2つのチャンネルから、この試合のレビューしている部分を切り取っています。日本はオランダ相手に2度リードを許しながらも追いつき、粘り強さと自信を示し、高さやセットプレーの弱点を指摘される一方で、そのセットプレーで得点を奪ったこと、失点した2失点ともに、相手の完璧なゴールだったこと、組織力や戦術面では、日本の完成度も伺えたことなどを話しています。実際にどのように話しているのか、チェックしてみましょ
う。Alright, over to Group F, and this was fun. This was fun, man. It was a really fun match, maybe the most entertaining so far, maybe. Yes, of course, the United States were fantastic to watch, but as far as an even contest with some back and forth drama, this was the one. The Dutch looked decent for some spells in the first half, and Japan seemed content to sit in a little bit of a lower block than I expected at times. I thought they would press the Dutch more, but a common sight was the Japanese sort of sitting back while the Dutch were passing the ball around their back line between Van Dijk, Van Hecke, etc. But at least in the first half, the Dutch were looking to score. In the first 70 minutes or so, they were looking to play football, and then Koeman lost me again. He did some okay things with the Dutch in his first stint as manager, but he has been pretty poor at times in this second stint. I thought he did okay actually at Euro 2024. I didn't mind them at Euro 2024. I mean, they were almost in the final, but this was a bad start to this tournament. But Japan, they weren't necessarily great either early on. As mentioned, playing more defensively than I would have liked to have seen. I feel for Moriyasu for losing Mitoma, Minamino, and Endo, the latter, at the last minute. So there are some reasons to give them a bit of a break. And again, first matches, you can't draw too many conclusions, but as far as action goes, Zion Suzuki had to make a couple of decent saves in the first half, but the Dutch got their breakthrough from a cross into the box that Virgil van Dijk headed in off of the post. The man you want getting his head onto a cross, right? Inch perfect finish from him as he watched it all the way. Shortly after, though, great goal from Nakamura, jinking a little bit before hitting a strike low to the near corner. Always a difficult one for Verbruggen with the way the defenders were blocking him. Nice cutback from Kubo to Nakamura right before that. Level standing didn't last too long, however, as Crescencio Somerville, who was actually surprised that he even got a call-up to the national team, he started this match as well. He cut inside from the right flank, and then similarly to Van Dijk, he banked the ball in off of the post. Pretty unsavable for Suzuki on both occasions, really. Just two really difficult, nice attempts from the Dutch. Nice goal from Somerville, as Van Dijk's was as well. And then, as I was just talking about, Koeman just shut down. They were playing a sort of hybrid back four, back five throughout the match, but he went to a hard back five after they took the lead and just tried to absorb pressure and hang on to that result instead of continuing to show any kind of threat going forward. There was nothing from the Dutch after that, which was a big mistake in my opinion from Koeman. And Japan's equalizer wasn't really a surprise, right? A ball in, and Ogawa headed it in off of Kamada. I believe that was the final ruling, and passed Verbruggen for 2-2. Huge result from what most consider the top two teams in Group F, but this Netherlands team has shown that they are get-atable.
Japan is seriously dangerous in this World Cup, and if you don't believe me, just ask Virgil van Dijk and the rest of the Netherlands defenders. Have Japan turn the corner from dark horse to actual contenders? I don't know. After watching this first match, Christian, my answer might be yes. I think Japan shows you, and I know you brought up Japan as like a potential dark horse or a team you were going to watch. To me, it's very much the reason why I like Austria is like they seem to play like a club team. That's what I saw out of this Japan. And all of the stereotypes that you hear, or like the negative connotations of like, maybe not negative connotations, but the things you hear about Japan that, oh, well, they don't have the height across their entire squad and you could beat them in set pieces. Well, that doesn't go away. It seems like the other parts tend to outweigh, sort of a lot of the things where you can minimize their talent. Japan, to me, were the team that seemed dangerous, seemed tactically able to sort of cut through in a way where I was like, man, what's happening with the old guard? We talked a little bit about how Brazil wasn't looking good. Netherlands looked good, but they didn't look like the Netherlands of old. In fact, this was the first Netherlands team that didn't have World Cup team that didn't have any players that played in their local league, and that's probably because Ajax has been going through a rough one, which is typically where they would have played. Japan, I think, surprised a lot of people. And also, can I just bring up the aura that these guys come through? I don't know. I can't remember the dude's name was. He has like an icy, thick, like Cuban link chain with his name on it. And he was walking into training there. I'm like, bro, I
did not see this. No, who's this?
This
dude?
is the Japan I need in my life. And their goalkeeper's born in Newark. I mean, this is the team to follow.
That is true. Suzuki, Zion Suzuki is a goalkeeper. I honestly thought, what was impressive for Japan is the fact that they were down twice in this game and equalized. I mean, to have that level of poise and confidence. And again, Netherlands is fairly stacked with some really, really good players, almost at pretty much every position. And the fact that they scored the equalizer late in the game, especially off a set piece, right? When the stereotypes is like, the Netherlands are bigger and stronger, and they still found a way to, like, just a great ball that Virgil van Dijk misses by just, if he lets his hair out of the bun,
yep.
that he's stopping that ball. So it does say something about again that they didn't doubt themselves at all. But the goalkeeper Zion Suzuki, I thought he had a great game, and also, but the 2 goals that he did give up were like what I thought were perfect, absolutely perfect shots. A perfect header from Virgil van Dijk. He put a little curve on it, hits the post and in, and then Somerville scores a curling ball, left-footed, and it's just perfectly. I mean, you can't place it any better. It hits the left post and it goes in. But that was really the main. It took 2 pretty amazing goals to beat Japan, and it took.
Did both shots hit the post and go in?
Yeah, the header hit the post on the right post.
Whoever bet Woodwork hit is rolling in it.
But I think it says a lot. Like the goals from Japan were, a set piece is a set piece, but still he got to the end of it. But the other goal was just like confidence, dribbling to the box, taking a shot, and the player who ended up scoring was it deflected off of him and then went in. But it says a lot about where Japan are again as a unit, and just this is a great result. You saw it, and even at the end of the game, you know how teams are like final seconds. Maybe you can get one more chance or whatever.
Yeah.
And Japan was like, nah, we're keeping this. This is a fantastic result.
Hey,
this is a fantastic result for us. We don't need to. This is probably, arguably the toughest team they're going to face in the group. And I think them holding onto the ball and not going for it kind of says how confident they are that they believe they can get out of the group after a result like that.
I think Fox on the San Antonio Spurs was like, oh, that's what you do at the end of the game. Crazy.
the Aaron Fox.
I looked at the way the Japan played, and I said, yo, if you didn't have them listed as one of your top teams, you may do that after this game, especially against Netherlands, which I think we all kind of thought was going to be by far their toughest competition.
Yeah, this is I was watching the post-match interview with Virgil van Dijk, and he was kind of just saying, I think his biggest disappointment was giving up a goal on a set piece, given that you have these guys that are, 6'5" or whatever, just big dudes, and couldn't. Also, both goals for Japan were deflections off of teammates, which is actually kind of funny. Nobody was in an offside position, but the goal scorer was Daichi Kamada from Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
I forgot who took who got the actual header, but I've never really seen anything like it where your teammate is in front of you and he headed the ball into. So he jumped and headed the ball into his teammate who was standing and headed the ball off of him. It was one of those. It was like the Michael Jordan and Larry Bird commercials, like off the McDonald's sign.
Nothing but net.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It was one of those. But
it takes a lot to score on a team like Netherlands. So I think they did a good job. But I would actually say, even though it's from Newark, goalkeeper felt a little iffy to me at moments. There were moments where I'm like, he doesn't have complete, like he doesn't have to stand on his head and so on and so forth. But there were moments where I'm like, man, he seems to be a little bit more. His nerves needed to settle.
Okay, I mean it is obviously first World Cup, right? I'm assuming it's first. I don't know if he's, but he's 23
but he's
years
home,
old.
baby. He's home. He's back in the U.S.
He's 23 years old. And he plays at Parma. And so this is regardless, still a fantastic result for Japan. And again, since we're gonna have 8 third-place teams move on in the tournament, it's still you have to end this. You have to at the final whistle. You're like, we made it. Right, like I mean, that's going to be the toughest test, and I think other teams have to be a little bit worried if they did that to the Netherlands, score 2 proper goals. Who knows what Sweden and Tunisia have to face.
次は解説です。今回はあまり難しいボキャブラリーはありませんでしたが、聞き馴染みのなさそうなものを主に解説しています。それでは本日の解説をチェックしてみましょう。
But a common sight was the Japanese sort of sitting back.
アコモンサイトは、よく見られる光景という意味の定番表現です。ニュース記事やスポーツ解説でもよく登場します。ある出来事や状況が珍しくなくなったことを表現できます。今回の動画では、日本が引いて守り、オランダが後方でボールを回す展開がよく見られたという意味で使われています。日常会話でも使いやすい便利な表現です。
But a common sight was the Japanese sort of sitting back. But a common sight was the Japanese sort of sitting back, jinking a little bit before hitting a strike low to the near corner.
ジンクはサッカーやラグビーで使われる動詞で、素早い方向転換やフェイントで相手をかわすことを意味します。単なるドリブルよりも相手を騙すような鋭い動きのニュアンスがあります。実況ではジンクインサイドなどがよく使われます。イギリス系の解説で特によく聞かれる表現です。ドリブラーを表現する際に便利な単語です。
Jinking a little bit before hitting a strike low to the near corner. Jinking a little bit before hitting a strike low to the near corner. Beth, but this Netherlands team has shown that they are get-atable.
get-atable はサッカー解説で使われる表現で、付け入る隙がある、攻略可能であるという意味です。特に守備に弱点があるチームを分析する際によく使われます。絶対に勝てない相手ではなく、攻め方次第で崩せるというニュアンスがあります。今回の動画では、オランダ代表には攻略できる部分があるという意味で使われています。
Beth, but this Netherlands team has shown that they are get-atable. Beth, but this Netherlands team has shown that they are get-atable.
So what's happening with the old guard?
オールガードは昔から権力や影響力を持っている人々や組織を指します。スポーツではブラジルやドイツなどの伝統的強豪国を表現する際によく使われます。新興勢力と対比されることが多く、古い世代、既存勢力というニュアンスがあります。ニュースや政治記事でもよく見られる表現です。
What's happening with the old guard? What's happening with the old guard? Whoever bet Woodwork hit is rolling in it.
ローリンギニットは大金持ちである、大儲けしているという意味のイギリス英語らしい表現です。it は通常マニー、つまりお金の子を指しています。スポーツやギャンブルの話題でよく使われます。今回の動画では、ポスト直撃にかけていた人は大儲けしただろうという冗談で使われています。カジュアルな会話でよく耳にする表現です。
Whoever bet Woodwork hit is rolling in it. Whoever bet Woodwork hit is rolling in it. Felt a little iffy to me at moments.
イフイは微妙な少し不安があるという意味の口語表現です。悪いと断言するほどではないものの、安心できない状態を表します。スポーツでは選手のプレーや守備について評価する際によく使われます。今回の動画では鈴木ザイオン選手のプレーに少し不安定な部分があったという意味で使われています。
Felt a little iffy to me at moments. Felt a little iffy to me at moments.
いかがでしたか？日本がオランダに勝てると期待していた日本人は、私を含めて相当に多かったと思いますが、やはり選手の名前を見ると、実際の試合を見ると、 そして、試合後の多くの人のリアクションを見ると、この動画でも、大したことは話していないとも感じる一方で、いかにオランダがやっぱり強いのかを実感するものでもありました。チームとして、組織としては、明らかに日本が上回っていると自信を感じますが、それでもビッグチームのビッグネームばかりのチームであり、世界一とも言える高さを誇り、特に世界トップ3には間違いなく入りそうな守備陣を持ち、おそらくベスト8からベスト4を狙うようなチームであるはずですから、そのオランダ相手に2度追いつき、引き分けに持ち込めたことの大きさを改めて実感するほどです。それでもやっぱり、日本人のほとんどの人は、勝ちたかったなと感じているでしょうし、私ももちろんその一人ですので、次のチュニジア戦では気持ちのいい勝利を見ることができることを信じて楽しみにしたいと思います。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またすぐにお会いしましょう。